Hello. Hello. It is Monday. Oh man, do I feel the Mondays. Do I feel the Mondays? It's Mario Party today. Yeah, I did say ahead of time that Monday was gonna be Mario Party and everything. So, alright. Hello, Lim. Hello, Blue. Hello, Johnny. Hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I saw something about, tummy hurts. I mean, I felt that. Feel that. What is it? The hot girl tummy ache? Yeah. Those are not great. I'm sports. And then how about we, I've come back and watched that clip so many times. It's just so funny. It's Mario Monday, yes. Doesn't happen very often, but we're here. Hi, hello, DA. Hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Let's just jump in. As the stream title suggests, we're going to Mystery Land. And his name is John Cena. Not quite the doctor of punkonomics, because it happened on SmackDown. That was great. That was a great moment. It's just us. Doing great. I am also doing fairly decent. Whoopie Peach. Yeah, we were Daisy last time, so this is fine. Yeah. We'll rock it. All the same, all on hard, because I love to torture myself. 50 turns, because that's just how we roll here. And bonuses on. We haven't played Mario Party 2 in a hot minute. Because 3 is like my comfort game. I've busted out 1 for like the short streams. But we haven't busted out 2 in a minute, so I figured why not. And I figured Mystery Land's probably gonna go a little faster. Get your drink. I figured Mystery Land's gonna go a little faster than the others because a lot of it is like fairly like, it's not necessarily linear. There's no like direction choices, so yeah. Also, thank you for the sub, Blue. Thank you. Thank you, Blue. Artifacts. It's Bowser Sphinx. He is evil. Question mark. And, you know, that's not nothing new. Anyway. Thanks for subscribing with Metroid Prime. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. The Bezos Bucks, as Blue says. I've been to her streams enough. But thank you for the sub. Thank you. Basic punkonomics. Yeah, it was because, okay, last week on the 20th, John Cena at the end of SmackDown dropped his version of the famous pipe bomb. Something that CM Punk did 14 years ago. Like, around this time, 14 years ago, which is insane. And so Friday night, before Night of Champions, John Cena comes out with the promo, and then CM Punk comes out, but he doesn't, but also, the pipe bomb was on the 27th. Bruh! We got CM Wario over here. But the pipe bomb happened June 27th, 2011. And 14 years to the day, you know, we get the doctor of punkonomics. So CM Punk comes out to the doctor of thugonomics, and delivers a hell of a promo. And it was insane. It's crazy. It was 14 years ago. I know. Insane. Great time with the Switch 2? Ooh, nice. That's awesome. Like, anyone that I've seen, like, talk about, like, just, you know, playing the Switch 2, like, I've heard pretty good things. So we'll get a Switch 2 when the time is right. But right now, the time is not right. The time is wrong. So, but yeah, best in the Wario. The pasta is actually not too bad. Pasta ain't too bad. We'll see after. Oh, my shoulder still hurts a little bit, but I think I'm like about to begin peeling. So, that's gonna be fun. The time is 1:20 p.m. Yes, it is. Alright, Wario. CM Wario. That is a hand placement. That is a hand placement. Okay. Luigi. Luigi, Luigi. He has done nothing wrong. Luigi, Luigi. Oh, there we go, we're good. Yeah, just get that 30 and you should be golden. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. Oh man, it was so good. It's so good. What happened Friday? Oh yeah, Allie had she had to take pictures for her softball team Friday evening, and then they had a little practice right afterwards. So I missed a little bit of SmackDown, but it was, you know, already aired in Saudi and over in the UK and everything. There were some people would talk about it on Twitter, because of course they do. Because, oh man, I have a rant. I'm always ranting about spoilers. I'm always ranted about it, but people love to talk about it. But also, it was live, and the US doesn't get, you know, SmackDown on broadcast until 7 p.m. Central Time. So, you know, it's whatever. But, like, I had only seen, like, one real spoiler, and that was Julia winning the women's US title. That was the only, like, real spoiler I had seen. But I hadn't seen any of the Punkonomics stuff, because I was also streaming during that time. So, yeah, so I didn't really know much about SmackDown spoilers. Like, I was streaming, and then Allie had her pictures in practice. Oh god, no. Where we're going. But no! Ooh, I lived. I did not live. I did not live. That was rude. At least it was a draw and nobody won. So I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, CM Punk coming out dressed, you know, dressed like the Doctor of Thugonomics. For those who may not know, the Doctor of Thugonomics was a previous character by John Cena. That was one of his characters from back in the day, and that's essentially what saved his career, was Thugonomics, because when he debuted, he screamed ruthless aggression in Kurt Angle's face, and, you know, that was his debut. And later on, he was just kind of floundering, not doing the best. And then later, one time, he was just, like, in, like, a tour bus, I think. He was just off the cuff, he was rapping, you know, doing some stuff. And Stephanie McMahon overheard him rapping. And, wanted to get that changed before I forgot. And Stephanie McMahon overheard him, and he's like, hey, like, you can rap? And like, yeah, like, let's work that into a character, because he was about to get fired. So the Doctor of Thugonomics basically saved John Cena's career, and now look at him, you know, the unseen 17, the most world championships ever in WWE history. So, yeah. So to see the Doctor of Thugonomics, like, we were bound to see it at some point in his retirement tour, you know? Eat my food. There's none left. I'm an Opunku bestie. Love that. The spinning belt? Oh man, my husband loves the spinning belt. He loves the spinner belt. Alright. Yeah, Vegeta loves it. Oh god! I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess in distress, but with fucking hell! God, I do see me like try. I don't know if I'm just hitting it too fast or what. That was ridiculous. I just haven't. Again, I haven't played Mario Party 2 in a hot minute, so that was rough. Yeah, my husband loves the spinner belt. Like, if we ever got like a replica belt of like anything, it would be the spinner belt, because he loves that one so much. And I'm not doing very well. Because Wario and Luigi got their stars with hidden blocks. There's Mario. He didn't have enough money. There's Wario. He also doesn't have enough money. Nobody has any money for anything. Huh. But yeah, that was Friday and Saturday. Saturday morning, I got up to go out of town and to do all our errands, grocery shopping. I got back right as Cody won his match to be crowned King of the Ring. That's when I got back home. So, yeah, I wasn't gone for very long. I also, left a little bit afterward to go get lunch, because I got lunch back in town after we put groceries away. That also took a while, because Sonic just took forever. So, yeah, that was a thing that happened. Sonic took a long time Saturday at lunch. Bruh. Because I essentially watched the entirety of Rhea and Raquel at Sonic. So yeah, crazy Saturday. I really felt like I was just go on Saturday. And then after we had after the kids went to bed, my husband and I watched Squid Game Season 3. But in my humble opinion, it's like a 2.5 or like a Season 2 Part 2, stuff like that. And like, before we even begin anything on Squid Games, no spoilers. I'm not going to talk about spoilers because, you know, Season 3 only debuted and came out on Friday. That's it. It's only been out for like 3 days. It's only been out 3 days. So, and I couldn't tell you who all has seen it, who all hasn't, because again, we're just gonna go into fucking spoilers at that point, and I would like to avoid that because, God forbid, I accidentally spoil something for somebody. You know? Thinking, oh yeah, you've probably seen this, but then they haven't, and I feel terrible about it because I often feel terrible about it. Gotta learn. No worries, DA. No worries. Do what you gotta do. But how many chapters are in it? I know. There's 6 episodes. I know. Very blasphemous to even think about how many episodes there are when Netflix tells you how many episodes there are. What? I know. Crazy. So crazy. Spoilers. Basic Thugasonics, yeah! Word life. But yeah, and also, before we even, like, decided, like, before we... Alright, before we started watching, because we were gonna watch it when the kids went to bed, because, like, that is not a child-friendly show. That is, like, TVMA. That's like mature rating. Like, kids should not watch it. I'm sure parents let their kids watch it anyway because those parents suck. But kids should not be watching Squid Game. So we waited till the kids went to bed. But during that time, we were just scrolling on YouTube on the Switch, as we do, because the Switch is our main method of YouTube. So we're just looking through, you know, just seeing videos, and in his recommended, because it's on his account, so like in the YouTube recommended, there's this video with like the Squid Game cast, which is, you know, cool, neat, you know, just promoting the show, because that's usually what happens. But in the thumbnail was a very spoilery thing. And it's one of those, in the grand scheme of things, it's like not super spoilery, but after watching the show and seeing what was in that thumbnail, it felt super shitty. It felt super shitty. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you put that in a fucking thumbnail? Like, one day after the show released. Because this is Saturday. One day, because it came out Friday. This is Saturday. Like, yeah, it's, oh my god, my hair is being really stupid. Which is nothing new. I also dyed my hair yesterday. So it's like extra stupid. There we go. There we go. So anyway, yeah, like, I hate it when you just like stumble across spoilers. And this goes. I don't think it needs to be out that far, but that looks okay. But yeah, like the spoiler thing, like when you're just like scrolling, you know, just wherever, and you just like stumble upon something spoiler when something had like barely been out. It's so ridiculous. Cause like, cause it's like, you don't know who's seen it. It's like society in today's times, like not necessarily society, but the internet in today's times 100% expects everybody to drop what they're doing, consume this new piece of media, just binge it all at once, right when it comes out, and then they talk about spoilers all willy-nilly right after they've seen it. It's like, no, not everyone has the capacity to watch something right when it comes out. You know? Like, I'd at least give it the weekend, and even then, like, I'm not gonna, like, talk all willy-nilly about spoilers, because some people have been busy over the weekend. Some people don't have time. Some people work over the weekends. You know? Like, people have lives outside of the internet. People really don't understand that. But yeah, I did dye my hair yesterday. I think it came out pretty good. It's on the box it said cherry red, and I'd say that's a pretty good representation of it, because it is red. It is red, and it's a little darker than I, you know, anticipated, but I also did use 2 boxes because my hair is just so long. Alright, let's do this. Oh, that hurt my arm. But yeah, it's a little darker than I expected, and it's like a little bit purpley. That kind of purpley red, wine red in a way. But it you know, it's okay. I like it. I like it. Haha, suckers. But yeah, I like it. It turned out pretty good. Yeah, I always like have this irrational fear right after I dye my hair that all of it is just gonna wash away. Literally the next time I wash my hair. Like, the color is still bleeds pretty good, and it's probably going to for the next few days, because that's just what happens, especially with like red hair dye. But like anytime I see that, my brain just immediately thinks, oh god, all the color's going away. When no, the color is still in fact there. It is still in fact there. A dye called Mario Red? Yo, yes. Yes, we do. Cause like it's not quite that, but it's like a cooler red. It looks pretty good. And anytime I like, because I've taken a few pictures like out in the sunlight just to kind of see what colors, so I can actually see what the colors look like. And I feel like it really brings out the green in my eyes, because like my eyes are, like they say blue on my driver's license, but they're a pretty good mix of blue and green. And it just like really depends on like hair color, eye makeup. You know, there's a lot of variables to what color gets brought out more with like my eyes. And I feel like this hair color really brings out the green in them. So I'm like, yo, this looks cool. So, and I haven't had my hair this color in a while. I think the last time I had my hair this color was when I was pregnant with Riley, because it was like New Year's. It was around New Year's, and I decided to color my hair this, you know, cherry red color. And, you know, like pregnancy, like, hey, your pregnancy affects your hair as well. So, I'll buy one of these. These are helpful on this map. Woo. So yeah, I colored my hair because, you know, it's a good time to dye it. And I dyed my hair. It was a drastic change. And then outside of my family, outside of my husband who watched me do it, nobody, like one person, noticed I even dyed my hair. Only one person noticed. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? You know? And it's like, it was a pretty big change. You know, it was a pretty big change. Going from like, you know, the gingery brown to this cherry red. You know, it was a pretty big change. And like, one person noticed. And this one person that noticed was someone that had seen me like every week, like once a week. Because it was, and this person, like not even a family member. It was the person that worked at this car dealership who I would go to make our car payments every week. Oh my god. Alright, well, I got second. That's what matters. So, yeah, the one person that noticed was who we made our car payments to. I mean, granted, she was very cool. I loved her. She was always so nice. We chatted a lot. But yeah, that was like the only person that noticed. And it's like, But you know, like with yesterday, like my husband saw the entire process. Husband and kids. And yes, before anyone asks, my bathroom did look like a murder. It did look like a crime scene. 100% can confirm. And there's something about red hair dye that makes you get it literally everywhere. I probably could have, but it's fine. Yeah, and it's like, the last time I dyed my hair, it was like an orange, like a gingery orange. And like, it didn't get near as all over the place as this one did. Hey, we tied it right at the end. Nice. They're green or glue. They're green or glue. Yeah, that's pretty much my eyes. So, because I try to incorporate the blue and green anytime I, you know, draw myself. But like, if I was just like a quick, you know, don't open it. Like a doodle, I would just put them blue. But like, yeah, my eyes are like a weird green blue, depending on like what's around, you know, color of my hair, the makeup around my eyes, you know, it just all depends. So yeah. When I was coloring flats for Farmer Tessa, I put in a slider smack dab between blue and green and called it a day. That's a pretty good solution right there, you know? Because anytime I draw myself, and I can't even point you to the costume change because my eyes are closed, because we're sleeping. But any other costume change that has my eyes open, if you look at the eyes, you can see both blue and green, because I tend to kind of make it like a... I showcase both the blue and green. Okay, and I love how that looks. Bam! There it is. There we go. Topical. Baseball. Love that. Yeah, if you kind of look at the eyes, you can see both the blue and green at a glance. You know, I can't really... Yeah, even from like far away, I see both the blue and green, but I also know it's there. So I usually try to do that, and it's usually like a gradient. And then I kind of go in with like some of the finer details on it. So, yeah. So there you go. Paper Mario, I still couldn't tell. That would have been so funny. That would have been so funny. But nope, we got to baseball. And today, the reason why it's a Mario Party day today is it's Allie's last softball game. Which is, it's kind of a bittersweet moment. Because, like, it's the last one of the season and, like, we were just kind of getting good, you know? Whee! Ooh. Oh my goodness, I am terrified. Ooh. Yeah, we're just, you know, getting going. It's the last game. Yay. Yeah, we were just getting going. But it's the last one, and it's like, I overheard the coach talking to the photographer the other night on Friday. And, like, she was just kind of going on about, like, it's kind of crazy how, like, the girls only have, like, 6 games. Like, 6 scheduled dates. I mean, they're all double headers. But still, there's only, like, 6 games, you know? And she was trying to get, like, scrimmages put together with, like, the other teams in town. Because there's 4 teams out of this town. Because there's like 60-something girls that signed up for softball, and yet no other team was available at any other time to get a scrimmage in? Like, are we kidding? Like, what was happening here? So, man, the town I live in, you know, small town drama for a town you don't even know, it used to be a pretty good place to live. But over the years, it's just kind of gone to shit. The more involved I get with the community, the more I see it's just not it. It's just not it, honestly. So, yeah. Because it just has like this uppity feel, you know, like small town, rich people. Yeah, it's kind of got that feel to it. And it's like not great. So, but it's like, I do what I can, you know, to get, you know, the kids involved in, you know, community things. You know, I do my best. Because, like, I didn't do nothing in town until Allie started school. Because, like, I didn't know anybody in town. But then when Ellie started school, kind of got to know some of the parents a little bit more. The ones that I saw. And then, you know, the older she got, you know, she was at the age or grade level to participate in, you know, activities. Like rec commission activities, sports and stuff. Time to move to Redacted. I mean, we've been trying to move, but it's like... Now, here's the other thing with living where we live. It's a little bit expensive, and it's hard to save money. Because, like, where we're thinking about moving is cheaper than where we are. But it's like, we can't save up money to move to somewhere cheaper because it's so expensive to live here. We're in, like, a vicious cycle where we can't save anything, and it sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. Oh, thank goodness. I was scared that wasn't the real one. But yeah, it's like, we're just in a vicious cycle where it's like, we need to save up money to move, because moving itself is expensive. But we live in an expensive town, and we have to spend money to continue living here so we have a roof over our heads. But a lot of that money could be saved, but it's like, nope, we have this bill to pay. Nope, we have this thing. Nope, our washer crapped out. You know? It's like, we have to keep spending money, but it's like, we need to save money to move. It's just a whole thing, really. So, we're doing our best. We are doing our best. Move to New Redacted. Ah, yes, my favorite place, New Redacted. Because, like, I would love to move and find a different community in a way. And it's like, not everyone is bad. Just like with literally anything, not everyone is bad. But, like, some of the vibes, even, you know, on Allie's team, like, not all of them are bad. Because, like, I've hung out with most everyone's parents / grandparents. And a lot of them are pretty chill. Wow, that was awful. That was an awful showing. So, like, a lot of them are pretty chill. I mean, my husband's even worked with one of the other dads. You know, they used... I don't think they were, like, real, like, coworkers, but they worked adjacent to one another before he had his wreck a year ago. But they still see each other now and then. So it's like, we know one of the parents, and, like, he's pretty chill. You know, and his kid was in Allie's class, I believe, this last school year. So, like, they're chill. There's another girl's grandparents that always found their spot. We always found our spots next to each other, and Riley adores them, and they adore her. Oh, especially the grandma. Oh, she's so sweet. She's such a sweet lady. Because, like, she's got snacks, you know, for, you know, everyone, and that's how she ends up with Werther's. My God, the last game, the makeup game that was Wednesday and it was out of town. My God, that kid, my goodness. Like, she had so many snacks, even from, like, the families from the other town were giving her snacks. Because, I mean, and I brought animal crackers, you know, so she would have a snack from Mama. But then she would just siphon snacks from everyone else. She came back with a sucker. She would come back with, like, these chips, some popcorn. Somebody gave her a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, and she ate all of it. So, she's always well taken care of. Old people candy bad for toddler, yes. We were talking about that the other day, me and Vegito. Because apparently there was something that I had said in a conversation that I just completely missed. And I never replied to him because I think I was busy putting the kids to bed. It was something about this group Universe. They've got it's a boy band debuting on my birthday, which is really cool. They got 2 North Korean defectors, Japanese guy, and then Chinese American, and a Korean from a very arbitrary location. And like I've seen them on TikTok. They are hilarious. They're actually debuting, and they're debuting on my birthday. And we were talking about, because I had seen that, and I told Vegito, like, hey, yeah, they're debuting on my birthday. And I can't remember what was said. The guy with a very southern voice from a very southern place. Yes, his name is Nathan. His name is Nathan. Because I remember it was a conversation we had on June 19th. Because we were trying to find it. It's in line with the whole Werther's thing, 'cause that was really funny. Okay, let me see. Dun, 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 dun. And then there's a part where it looks like I was just spam texting him, but he was in the shower at a truck stop. And I just kept texting him updates about Allie's softball game. Let's see. We text each other quite a bit. Most of it is just sending each other TikToks. Where am I in this conversation? Dun, 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 dun. I have to find it because I don't remember exactly what I said. Okay, I'm on June 23rd. I need to go back further. Because it was the 19th. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because I texted him like, hey, do you remember that one K-pop group that's got 2 members from North Korea and a guy from the South place? And I said, their TikToks are funny, and they debut on my birthday. And he said, I can't remember their name, but I vaguely remember talking about them, and that's cool. And I said, Universe, you know, because it's spelled one verse, and it's pronounced universe. And he said, vaguely. And I said, I stumbled across an article saying they're denying on July 18th. And he said, what's a deny date? But I never replied to him. I never replied. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the message that I was texting him during one of Allie's basketball games. Let me see if I could find it. Here we go. Yeah, because this was January 30th. This was during Allie's basketball game. And, you know, Riley's, you know, up and down talking to people, and she got a Werther's from somebody. So I texted my husband, Riley, someone got a Werther's. I told her to put it in her pocket and leave it along because I don't need Riley choking. And he said, reread what you sent me and explain in English, please. And then I said, candy, grandparent candy, hard candy, no bueno for toddler, choking hazard. And he said, no, I mean, you think you messed up the wording. I'm not stupid. I know not good for toddler. I was just thrown off by your wording. And then that was when I actually went back and read what I said. I'm like, oh crap. I said, I think I mashed the sentences. Someone gave Riley a Werther's and Riley got a Werther's from someone. Sorry, brain is scrambled. And he said, you realize I'm fluent in Tessa, right? And I'm like, yeah. Yep, Nathan, that guy. He's great. Z left B. Z left B. A A. Z left B A A. Z left B. Attitude adjustment. 5, 6, 7, 8. B A down. B A down. B A B. B A down. B A B. B A down. B A B. Hey, look at me go. The melodies. So yeah, I often have typos. And like the typos that I have, it's just like different like words that never get caught because, you know, it's just different words. It would never get spell checked. And sometimes my phone likes to autocorrect to something not what I'm saying. And I will say something perfectly fine. I will say something in perfect English and my phone's like, no, you mean this, when it's totally not what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll start a sentence with like, well, ... and it'll correct it to wheel, like the contraction. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Even with the rest of the context of the sentence, it really tries to... It really tries to get me to say something not what I want to say. Autocorrect, man. But yeah, there's like lots of K-pop comebacks in the next few weeks. Because, well, we got Universe debuting on my birthday on July 18th. We have a Twice comeback, full album, I believe. Super Junior has a 20th year special. Yeah. No! Who's got the gold? Luigi? Oh my god, Luigi had it. Oh, I hate Mario Party 2's grab bag because it's... Because I can't! Okay, well I sniped that right at the end, but I don't know if that's gonna matter. Yeah, Twice is having a comeback, Super Junior's got a comeback, Universe is debuting. That actually gave me the win, holy crap. Crazy, crazy work. I know there's like other smaller groups that, you know, are having comebacks. So I mean, I'm hyped. The summer of K-pop. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mitchell, that candy sassy. Oh man. It's just, and also today is June 30th. It's the end of June. July starts tomorrow, which is just very crazy to think that the year is half over. The year is half gone. And it's like, we've blinked and 2025 is half over. Sometimes it feels like January was like a century ago, but like May was like a day ago. Oh no. You know what I mean? Like time is just crazy. Time is just crazy. Bro, the year just started. Why? I know. Like it just started and it's like, nope. I literally followed you like the other day. I know. And like, it's also so funny when you say the other day, that could literally mean anything. Like the other day can mean like 3 days ago, last week, a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. Like it could literally mean anything. So it's just so funny to me how the other day can mean like literally any point in time. So, all right, buddy. Hello. Here on behalf of Bowser? Okay, there you go. There's your money. So yeah, the year is half over. My birthday's coming up. And it's like, oh my goodness. Because like in the month of June was just so go, go, go for both me and Vegito. Because, like, he's been working, like, non-stop in the month of June. Like, he's put in a lot of hours. He has worked really, really hard. And there's him working. There's Allie's softball. Allie's birthday in the middle of June. And it's like, it hasn't slowed down at all. But we will, we might get a little bit of a break because 4th of July is on Friday this year, and he does have 4th of July off, and it's a paid holiday for him. So, he will have a 3-day weekend, which is really nice. It'll be really nice, and I think our 4th of July plans, we're probably just gonna go up to his parents' house and just kind of hang out for the day. Let the girls shoot off like fireworks and I feel like that's a hamburger and hot dog kind of day, you know. Just kind of be outside and play if it's not too bad, and later in the evening, get some s'mores, roast the mallows, you know, the fun stuff. The other day, you mean this morning? Yes. Felt. That is so felt. I remember exactly what I did on your last birthday and the things I said on stream. The fuck? I don't even remember what happened. I do remember I was doing the gauntlet run, and we were on Mario Party 6 on my birthday. I remember that, and we did Fair Square on my birthday. I do remember that. I don't really remember much of anything else, because my birthday was on a Thursday. So, yeah, I don't really remember much. But it's like, for my birthday's on a Friday. I turned 30. Like, the big 30. I turned 30. Baby cakes? Ah! You know, I might go back and watch that VOD. I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. We're not doing fantastic. I mean, nope, it's not. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, 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 that was so clutch. That was so clutch. Oh my God. I am the MVP. I am the MVP. Look at that. Skills. Skills that pay my bills. But yeah, my birthday's on a Friday this year. I turned 30. Achoo, nice. Whoa. Whoa, nice. And it's like, I've been asked a few times what I want to do for my birthday, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, one of the things I had in mind was to, like, play some games with friends, you know? Like, that'd be really fun, because I actually have friends this time. Yeah, I've got friends to play games with, and, like, it'd be really fun, you know? Like, there's, like, lots of things. I love making my friends be friends with each other. Blue. Nothing says friendship like, forceful socialization. It's like, you guys are gonna be friends, and you're gonna like it. Very, very aggressive. Yeah, it's only right. And then I make them all hang out together. Now kiss. Dun 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 dun. I now pronounce you friend and friend. You may now kiss the bride. Just the smash the heads together. Do your best friends get friends for free? I think that was what, last year sometime? It's talking about friendship. Apartheid! All my friends are like, I need more friends. I have no friends. And I make them all hang out together. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, that'd be really fun. Because, like, there's lots of games that we can do, you know? There's the good old Jackbox. There's the fucking bitch-ass Sneak and Snore. Why the fuck are we doing this? I'm talking about my birthday and having fun. This is no fun for any kind of birthday celebration because Sneak and Snore sucks. I hate everything about this. Because, like, look at them. How? I hate this game. I think it even, like, popped back upward on the Sneak and Snore, so it, like, the universe knew. But, anyway. There's, you know, the good old classic Jackbox party games. There's, Gartic Phone, which has been really, really fun. There's other, like, multiplayer stuff. I mean, Codenames is still there. There's, you know, Crab Game. There's... Oh, also... Just think about... Without spoiling much of anything, it's so funny how much, like, Crab Game has, like, inadvertently predicted Squid Game. It's actually kind of funny. Stalfos 2, and then Link 4, followed by Link 3. Where is the star? Where did the star go? I thought those are pretty good hints, honestly. So... Oh. Yeah, sure. I can't believe TTYD was a year ago. Oh my, yeah, it was. It came out last year on mine and Vegito's anniversary on May 23rd, and then the whole freaking fiasco of FedEx. Fuck FedEx, by the way. Don't like them, but kind of have to deal with them sometimes, and I hate it. There's that. That was a year ago. Is this Crate, which is crazy. Allie's been playing through, Thousand Year Door. So I've been kinda, you know, she's been playing through it, and if she gets stuck, then I help her. More like, fed up. Got him! It was like the other day, I know. Crazy. They pulled a Scott. They did what Scott did to me in Crab Game. I was floored. I laughed so hard at that part. Yeah, without, like, spoiling too much about Squid Game 3, like, I'd be more apt to, like, talk a little bit more openly, maybe next week, just to kind of give it a full week. But, yeah, it's just insane. It was so funny how it inadvertently predicted Squid Game. It's kind of funny. Because I caught that right off the bat with the first game that was played in Season 3. I caught it right off the bat. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually hilarious. This is actually hilarious. Ah! Rude. But, yeah. And also, you know the conspiracy theory that your phones are listening to you? Because, like, you'll talk about something and you'll go into, like, Facebook or even, like, Twitter or something, and you'll see an ad about the thing you were talking about without, like, Google searching it. Like, your phone just knows. I didn't start getting Squid Game TikToks until after we finished watching the entire season. So it's like, my phone knew not to give me any content related to this until we finished watching it. Like, I didn't even go out of my way for it. It just popped up on my For You page, which is kind of bonkers. I'm very thankful that that was the case, but that is just so bonkers. Drop me. Thank you. So. Oh, you're not gonna try again? Okay. We watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and the second we finished it, Gan's FYP is 90% that. The other thing is that, mine isn't. I haven't gotten any. I've gotten a handful of things about K-pop Demon Hunters. I seen a compilation of one of the characters, the girl with like the long pink hair. She, just from the little compilation, like out of context clips that I've seen, she seems so relatable. Like, I haven't seen it. It's on our watch list. Probably when Vegito gets home next and we have the time in the evening, we'll probably watch it then. So no spoilers on that one, please. I would like to watch that movie. But yeah, I've seen like just clips here and there. And then if I stumble on a clip that seems that if I pick up the vibe that it seems spoilery, I will just scroll right past it. Because I don't trust myself. And plus, I know how the algorithm works. You search something, or if you stay on a TikTok for a while, or if you scroll past it, come back to it, it'll keep feeding you more of that content. So I'm like, if I get the vibe that it seems spoilery, I'll scroll past it. But yeah, I'm very thankful I didn't get Squid Game stuff until after finishing it, because there was even like one TikTok. It was just a still image with text on the screen. And the text on it was just an overview of like, season 3 is probably like the darkest one yet. You know, it was very dark and it's very heavy. Nothing spoilery, nothing, you know, nothing like really out of context heavily, nothing. It was just a statement like, yeah, season 3 was very heavy, which is just an objective blanket statement without going too much into detail. But then I look at the comments, and there's immediate spoilers without a care in the world. Because they immediately said something that was like in the last episode. And it's like, yo, bro, do you not have any self-awareness? Like, what if someone, like, hasn't watched it yet, sees that, I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be dark, and they open and look at the comments, and then boom, you spoil, like, a big plot point towards the very end of the show. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Nothing drives me insane more than people just like blatantly have disregard for spoilers. And this is like literally any kind of media. Literally any kind of media. Video games, movies, TV shows. Like anything. Because like, again, something about the internet that just flat out, oh, that was rude. That flat out expects you to drop everything right when something comes out and immediately talk about it once it's done. Like, no, that's not how it works. People have lives. People have lives. And without even saying anything else spoilery about Squid Game, like, you know, my feed's starting to become it, talking about it. Again, I've seen the show, so I'm good on the spoilers, but there's a few things that bug me so bad. One non-spoiler thing, one spoiler thing. The spoilery thing, without, you know, saying too much, is people are getting the character so wrong. People are getting the character so wrong, and it drives me insane. And then just the characters in this show, characterizations, that drives me insane. The other thing related to the characters is the pronunciation of Gi-hoon. Korean, English dub, doesn't matter. Like, it's Gi-hoon. Gi-hoon. I can't tell you how many fucking TikToks I have seen of people saying it Ji-hoon. That's a different fucking name. His name is Son Gi-hoon. Gi-hoon. It's not that fucking hard to pronounce Gi-hoon. Now, I understand that there are some Korean characters that are a little tougher to pronounce for a native English speaker. There's some workarounds, I totally understand that. But Gi-hoon are sounds that an English speaker can make on their own. It's not that hard. And it's also in the fucking show. It's like, why? Tell me you didn't watch the show, or tell me you didn't care about the characters without telling me you didn't watch the show or care about the fucking characters. I don't care if I lost that minigame. I was just so... It drives me insane. Yeah, his name is Gi-hun. Gi-hun. It's the hard G, the g. And it's E. Gi-hun. Gi-hun. Not that hard. Not that hard. Gaion! At least I haven't seen that one. That one's egregious. Dun, 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 dun. Can't wait for you to watch it. It's right up your alley. People are losing empathy. It's scary. I know. It's in empathy and media literacy. It's a dying breed. People with empathy and people with media literacy, it's a dying breed. It just drives me insane. I saw a video from a teacher saying she was teaching her kids about the Holocaust, and the students were literally like, why should we care about this? It happened forever ago. They didn't believe it was real. What? That's crazy. It's like, you're learning from history. That's why you learn about it. Like, yeah, it happened forever ago, but like, history is so important. Because the saying is, those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That's the saying. Like, right? Yeah, that's 100% the saying. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That's why it's so important. It's kids these days, man. Gi-hun gets called Gaihon a lot. I have mistakenly called Gi-hun from Squid Game Gi-hun once before. I was talking to Vegito about something, and sometimes I get tongue-tied. Sometimes I try to say something and it just comes out wrong, and I was trying to say Gi-hun, and it was a conscious effort to say Gi-hun, but my mouth was just like Gi-han. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, nope, that's not right. Gi-hun. I'm a little bit more lenient if someone pronounces Gi-hun as like Gi-hun. You know, that one's, you know, I can understand that one, but Gi-hun as Ji-hun? Absolutely not. That's not right. That's a bird. So, I even, like, said those exact words in another conversation related to something else, because I've talked about wanting to do, like, a Little League World Series, because I have a Little League World Series game on the Wii, and I thought about making my friends a baseball team, but I never half-ass anything. I always give it my full ass, and if I were to, oh my god, I went too far. And if I were to create this baseball team with my friends, I would have to like figure out, okay, what position would everyone be the best at? What is everyone's athletic ability? I don't know. Because I literally said the words, well, Blue is tall. I don't know how athletic she is, but she's tall. She can probably catch a ball, first base. And it's like, well, Gi-hun's a literal bird, so he can probably fly around everywhere. Outfield. Those are my literal thoughts that I spoke out loud. Where is... It's over here? I don't remember where it is. Yeah, it's over there. Okay, so I would need... Yeah, open it. So... Yeah, then I would have to figure out who's gonna be on my team, where everyone's gonna go, like where everyone's gonna be placed on the field. Like, I of course I would have to include myself. And so like I would be, you know, I know my own strengths and weaknesses. I'm center field. I love center field. I've grown to love the outfield when I played in high school. So outfield's great. So I'm outfield, I'm batting second. That's just a given. But like everyone else, for one, who to include, and for two, what are their abilities and where would they go? So, yeah. So, I feel like I've already decided Blue is on first. And Gi-hun is somewhere in the outfield. That is what I have decided. Never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. Yep. Yep, I never half-ass anything. I always give it my whole ass. This game is awful, I hate it. I can never not get hit by anything. I hate that game. So yeah, I just I always like try to think of like, how many friends do I have? Do I have enough friends to fit on a baseball team? Because you need 9. A minimum of 9 on a baseball team. Let's see. JT, where would JT go? I know, from what I've heard, like, he goes outside a lot. So, but I don't know how athletic he is. That's the thing. I don't know how athletic anybody is. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. So I would probably need help, and like, anytime I ask random questions about anything, you know, I'm always working on something. Like, I'm either working on an art piece or like a weird project like putting my friends on a baseball team. JT's a little twink boy, but he goes on a lot of runs and bikes. He's fast, good cardio. If he can consistently hit a ball, he'd be a very good leadoff hitter. Whee! I can see him second base or shortstop, maybe, on the field. But if he's fast, outfield. Outfielders need to be pretty quick. So, but like in the batting order, I can see him being a leadoff. Yeah, I can see it. My baseball brain is working. The gears are shifting. we're shifting gears. We're doing okay. I know. Where am I going? I'm right here. Hello. Also likely to sabotage people, so should be away from his team, probably. I've learned that one the hard way. I have definitely learned that one. And also, I remember last year learning his birthday is, you know, June 11th. And that puts him in the Gemini category, you know, making him a Gemini. I'm like, you know what? Him being a Gemini makes all the sense in the world. It's also really fun to learn the birthdays of all my friends, because then my astrology brain starts working. And yes, don't worry, I have several brains for several different subjects. I have a baseball brain, an astrology brain, a Mario Party brain, a K-pop brain. So yeah, it's just really fun learning all these things about my friends, because it's like, oh, JT's a Gemini? It all makes sense now, you know? Anyway. But yeah, I'm like seriously thinking about doing that, but it would have to take time to set up so I can figure out where to put everyone on the team, who to put on the team. Because for the Little League World Series game, there's a character creator and you can like build your team. So it would have to take a lot of work to build the team. So yeah. Oh, he's stealing my star. That's fantastic. So, yeah. Yeah. But also the fact that I've got friends to put on a baseball team. Which is awesome. I love that. Love that for me. Oh. Speed of lead-offs. Oh, God. Strategic? Not quite enough. I should have paid more attention to where he was. Get knocked back! Get knocked back! Go, Ouija! Also, how you set up a lineup is like how you would set a relay race. You know, every position is important. Because, okay, blah, 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 blah. So, a leadoff hitter. You know, you have 9 players in a baseball game. So you have 9 batters batting. Each spot is very important. Even the back half of a lineup is pretty important. So you have your leadoff hitter. Your leadoff hitter is one who is like your best contact hitter, who can consistently get on base, who's pretty fast so they can get on base. Your second batter, also just as consistent, can move the runners around, often a very good bunter. Yeah, often a very good bunter, can move runners around. Your third hitter kind of starts the power hitters. Third hitter is a good power hitter. Hit the ball far, move runners around. And then your fourth hitter. The fourth has a special name. They are the cleanup hitter. And what their job is to clean up the bases. And your fourth hitter is supposed to be your best power hitter. Your best power hitter, the one who can, you know, crank the long ball, hit the home runs. That's who you want. Your best batter is whoever's in fourth, more often than not. And your fifth batter is essentially your second cleanup. Just as good of a power hitter. Kind of follows up on that powerful cleanup hit performances. And then 6 kind of starts your... How'd I do? Woo. Yeah, 6 kind of starts the kind of the back half of the lineup. You still kind of want a little bit of that power. The 6, 7, and 8 is kind of like your weaker batters, the ones that don't get on base very often, but they're still just as important. You got to keep the line moving, got to keep things going, make contact, really, you know, what you got to do. And then your 9th hitter, your last hitter, typically the weakest, but I would still keep them pretty speedy because they can act like a second leadoff hitter. Because after 9 goes all the way back around to 1. So you want to build a lineup according to everyone's strengths. Because I remember I started off, when I played varsity, I started off in like the 6th spot. And, hold on, I just need to think about this. Hold on, let me get my thought out before I focus. Yeah, I started off in the 6th slot in the order. And then the situations came up. Coach gave the sign to bunt. I would bunt, beautiful bunt, and then I'd move the runners around. And then I earned my spot batting second in the lineup because of my ability to bunt and get on base and steal. So I worked at it and I earned it. Okay, Wario. Okay, whoa, what's happening? Luigi, Peach, Mario, Wario. Okay, Peach, Mario, Wario. Well, I guess let's see how it goes. It was a choice. Oh no. Okay, good. So yeah. Yeah, my baseball brain is working. Okay, Peach, Mario, Wario, Peach, Mario. Alright, let's try it. Gotta use all my brain power for this. Peach, Mario, Peach. I think I was kind of screwed no matter what I did. I don't think I could have avoided that. With there being 3. Yeah, with there being 3, I don't think I could have avoided that. So I got a little bit ganged up on. But yeah. Like, every spot in the lineup is really important. As well as every position on the field. Now, there are positions on the field that I think are more important, not more important, more difficult than others. In my personal opinion, and I have played throughout my years of playing softball growing up, and my knowledge of the sport, I would say the hardest position to play is catcher. Like, yes, pitchers are putting in a lot of work. They need the credit too, but I feel like catchers are the real unsung heroes of baseball and softball. Because not only are they keeping track of the pitcher, but also like everyone else on the field too. You know, they're giving signs to other players. You know, they're like the backbones of their teams. You know, like your pitcher-catcher duo is the backbone on the field, but catcher more so. And it's like, they're in the gear, squatting down the entire freaking time. It's a pain in the butt. Like, I mean, I've done it. I'm not like a catcher, but I have played catcher. I can play catcher. It is a tough position to play. And this is coming from an outfielder. I mean, growing up, my favorite position was third base. Stop calling me. Yeah, my favorite position was third base because that's what got all the action. And then typically in like youth sports, they always stick their quote-unquote worst fielder in right field or outfield. 1, 2... And becoming an outfielder, it's always bugged me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oops. So it's always bugged me growing up, like, you know, getting older and seeing how outfield is treated by little kids. And I'm trying to help Allie work on like some outfielding, because it's like you never know when you're gonna need those skills. And it's like the saying, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. You know, they have a position like that in baseball, and it's called your utility player. Because yeah, having someone like having a really damn good shortstop is really good if you need a shortstop. But I would rather have a player, like 1 or 2 players probably, that are proficient in every single position or have knowledge on how to play each position, than to only know one position and nothing else. Because especially in like youth sports, you know, everyone wants to be the pitcher. Typically in like youth sports, your best player is your pitcher. You know? But again, I'd rather have everyone learn everything. And I know at Allie's level, it's kind of where they start like, you know, you're kind of pretty good at this. Let's keep you there, you know? It's like, all right, that's not working out. Let's try you somewhere else, you know? So it's a, you know, just got to keep it going. And with working with Allie and having, you know, with my, I wouldn't say expertise, but my knowledge, because again, with experience and knowledge, I feel like if Allie sticks with it and practices enough and again sticks with it, she can be a hell of a pitcher. She's got to stick with it though. And it really starts young. Like, I'm not gonna be like, pitch all the time. You know, we're not gonna do anything else except get your reps in, yada, yada, yada. I'm not like that. I wouldn't do that to my kid. But I see her skills being used elsewhere. I think she could be a pretty good outfielder. If she puts her mind to it, she can be pretty quick. She can run pretty good. And she has a very good throwing arm. And I wouldn't want to waste it. And I know a lot of people stick lefties in specific spots because they are lefties. Softball is a little bit more lenient with it. I've seen lefties in various different, you know, fielding positions. But in softball, I've seen lefty catchers, lefty infielders, other than first base, because typically, if you're a lefty, there's only 3 spots, really, that are open to you. Pitcher, first base, and outfield. That's it, and it really sucks. It really sucks that, like, baseball for sure is so discriminatory against lefties sometimes. And it's like, it begs the question, like, do they even make left-handed catcher's gloves? And it's like, do they not make left-handed catcher's gloves because there are no left-handed catchers? Or are there no left-handed catchers because there are no left-handed catcher's gloves? I'm sure I can track one down if I really wanted to, you know. But I also know for like softball, for like especially youth softball, a first baseman's mitt would work, because there's different gloves for everything too. I know pitchers got pretty big gloves to, you know, help grip the ball, at least baseball. First baseman's mitt is a little bit more padded to where, you know, because they're catching a lot of throws coming at them from the infield, because first base is pretty important. Outfielders have, you know, they just kind of do whatever. But like outfield, it doesn't really matter the hand it is. I know infield, they want right-handed people like second, short, and third, because you pick up a ground ball, you're already in a prime position to make an infield throw to first base, which, you know, you can do anything you set your mind to. And here's a reason why I think that, and I feel like baseball and softball should not be discriminatory against lefties. My dad was one of those players that was only good at one position and one position only. And he was a very good... Luigi beat me. How fucking dare. I have lost my touch. That's crazy. Yeah, my dad was one of those players who was very good at one position and one position only, and that was shortstop. Now the thing is, he was left-handed. A left-handed shortstop, which for, you know, small town or co-ed softball, slow pitch softball, whatever, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But where am I going? Where's the star? It's over there. Yeah, it's like lefty shortstops don't matter, but like in the majors, when you get up to like college ball and onward, if you're left-handed, you're stuck in those 4 spots. You're stuck. And I hate that so much. Again, softball's a little bit more lenient with stuff like that, but you still don't really see it very often. If you're a lefty, you're more often, like 9 times out of 10, you're pitching first base or somewhere in the outfield. Because outfield doesn't matter handedness. That doesn't matter at all in the outfield. You just need to catch and throw. First base, they want lefty first baseman because their body can be more open to the runner coming in. and they can hold their right arm out to catch the ball and reach for it. Now, I'm not saying like all first basemen have to be lefties because there's plenty of right-handed first basemen. But I'm saying like that's like the quote unquote ideal way to do it. And it's like, no. You know? But what do I know? I'm just a girl who sits at home and plays video games. And talks to a microphone for 3 hours. Yeah, what do I know, right? What do I know? And it's like also watching Allie's team, you know, progress through the season, and I just kind of file things away in my brain. And, you know, I have criticisms, but I also have like compliments too, you know. It goes, you know, both sides. Sometimes I wonder if I can really like coach, you know, coach softball, because I love softball. I absolutely love softball. I'm gonna pause it right here. It's like, I love softball. You know, I know the fundamentals and the basics, and that's also a big thing with like youth sports is like the fundamentals are so missing. And also like Allie's coaches were not bad. Like sure there was a lot of things like missing throughout, but I know they tried their best. And it's almost like a inspiring thing. You know, maybe I can do this, you know. Maybe I can. So it's like I've been like seriously thinking about like maybe next year actually getting into coaching. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll express more of my thoughts in a second, but we are going to take our break. I do need to stretch. My hips are screaming at me right now, so I need to get up and stretch. So we're going to take our break. We're going to get up, stretch, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, do whatever it is you need to do, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. We're back. Let's get ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. Thank you for all the links, Johnny. Thank you, thank you. Alright. So yeah, before the break, just kind of talked about like, man, should I coach? You know, like, is it a good idea for me to coach? Now, my parents were, they coached Little League for a very long time. And I grew up with them, you know, coaching Little League, you know. They coached for several years, and like the last group of kids that at least my mom coached, because my mom coached like a year or two longer than my dad did. At least with my mom, like the last group of kids that she coached were the age group that was in the grade above me. So my parents never got to coach any kids that were in my grade. So, but one thing that my parents always focused on with their group of kids is the fundamentals. Actually teaching the sport and not like, oh, we're playing to win the games. It's like, no, they taught the fundamentals of baseball. And that's how a lot of them got good. You love riddles. Okay. So, yeah, fundamentals were, like, super important to my parents, and that has always stuck with me. Because you can't do any of the fancy stuff without the fundamentals to build on. So that's why, like, you know, the basics, the fundamentals are, like, super duper important when it comes to, like, literally anything. Because, like, how can you jump into, like, the more difficult things without having a basic understanding of what's going on? Thank you. Oh, shit, I got. Of course I did. Of course I did. Yeah, I think I'm just out of practice from where I pray too. Yeah, I think I'm just out of practice from where I pray too. Because there was no reason why I should have went out when I did. But yeah, the fundamentals are very important. And it's like, watching Allie's teams, I mean, she's had like one really, really good coach, and that was her coach pitch coach last year. He was very good. And just like watching some of these teams and the girls, it's like fundamentals are so missing in like rec ball, because rec ball is so ruined nowadays because, oh, everyone's got their own travel team they coach, but the travel teams are so fucked because you can have a really terrible player, but as long as the parents have money and they pay the prices, their kid gets to play, and it snuffs all the other actually good people. So, like, travel ball is supposed to be for, like, you know, the quote-unquote best kids, so they can play a little more, get a little bit more playing time. Oh boy, my shoulder is in the beginning stages of peeling. Love that, because it's very itchy. Love that for me. So yeah, travel ball is awful, and I've heard very terrible stories too Yeah, I've heard stories of like how bad travel teams can get. And it just gets insane. Ow. I did not win. It was all in vain. But yeah, like, travel ball is supposed to be for, like, you know, to give your kids extra time if you have the money, you know, but, like, now it's just, like, who's got the most money, who's flaunting all their money, you know? Because, like, society is so driven by money, it's insane. Because, like, oh, if you have money, you can do anything you want, but if you don't have money, sorry, you're SOL. And it's like, it sucks because that's literally how it works. And it's like, I never came from money, you know? And it's like, small town is all about who has the most money, you know? And it's like, I come from that kind of crap. And I don't want, you know, I hate seeing it happen real time. On, like, kids not getting the opportunities they deserve based off of their last name and how much money their parents have. So I would absolutely hate to see, you know, my kids miss out on opportunities, and I've seen it a couple of times before. I would hate to see them miss out on stuff just because, you know, their parents don't have money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm counting 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm counting. Every single time I've counted, it's been 16. Hey, I can count, guys. But yeah, so part of me wants to, like, maybe try and, like, little kids, I don't have the patience. You know, but like, because Allie's age group for softball right now, it's 9 to 12-year-olds. It's 12U softball. And it's, you know, 9 to 12-year-olds. I think, you know, that's an okay age range. But like, there are some, you know, some of the older kids tend to get more opportunities because they have a little bit more experience. But like, you know, that's a good age range to teach the basics of the basics, you know? So it's like, I've thought about it. It'd be fun, I think, you know, get the right group of kids. Like, right group of kids with the right mentalities, because there's a lot of good coaches that have crappy kids too, because their parents are just all over the place and super demanding and all kinds of Karens, and those wouldn't be fun. Because like, I also see a lot of comments like parents ruin baseball too. Like, parents ruin it. Go Riley. And it's like, I don't want to be that parent, because like I want to so bad, like, step in and like help, you know, with like, hey, I want to share my knowledge too. And like, I don't want to overstep, you know, because like, I'm letting the coach do their job too. But it's like, what if I'm the coach? What if it's my job? you know? But then it's like, I can teach the basics, you know? The basics to these girls to help them out. You know? Help them out, help them learn the sport, and not make them want to quit, because statistically, kids give up on sports by the age of 13. And if you have 9 to 12-year-olds, if they have a bad experience in that age group, then they're gonna be done after that. And as someone who loves softball and baseball, I would absolutely hate to see people give up on it, especially if they're good and they have a talent for it. Excuse me. So, yeah, I have very strong feelings about baseball and softball. I got very strong feelings. And the penguin bobsleds have buttholes. Now you can't unsee it. Excuse me? Wow, that is so rude. You see what they did to me? And it's like, I've seen all kinds of kids, you know, from Allie's various teams. And yeah, I still think her worst coach was her first year of coach pitch, because she was awful. She was awful. Didn't really do much of anything, in my humble opinion. Like, she didn't really do much of anything. Her second coach pitch coach was really, really good. Worked with all the kids very well, and she did great. And it's like, you gotta apply what you've learned from coach pitch into softball, into the next stage, because that's supposed to be where you learn all your basics. And you gotta apply it. But also with softball, sometimes it's some of the girls' first time ever playing. So you really got to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure out, you know, whose first time is it playing, how much experience has anyone had playing, you know, because it starts with t-ball, then it goes to like coach pitch, and then when I was growing up, it was t-ball, then like we called it pee-wee softball because, you know, we're the little girls, and it was coach pitch. So it went t-ball, coach pitch, junior softball, which was slow pitch, and then fast pitch, 7th and 8th grade. And now everything's all like 12U, 10U, 16U, and it's like, that messes with my brain, because that wasn't what I grew up on. But, yeah, it just messes with me in a way. Yay. Timing. Oh, dang it. No one's getting that. Oh, dang it. Dang it, Mario. So, yeah, the inner monologue, you know, I've got going in my head. It's like, I can coach, you know, I can coach. Because, like, 9 to 12-year-olds, you know, it's kind of like that age range where they kind of have some semblance of what they're doing. I had the wrong button. But also, they're still beginners. So, really gotta teach, you know, gotta teach the, you know, fundamentals for it all. And it's like, once you have the fundamentals, you can build on it, and that's when you get your really good players. So, yeah. it's like, I would love to, like, join some, like, adult softball leagues. You know, like, I would love to. But it's like, I don't know anybody. Because, like, I don't really have any adult friends in town. I just know the parents of other kids that Allie goes to school with. And not really on a personal level either. Because, like, I would, you know, love to. It'd be so fun to, like, join a co-ed softball team, you know? It'd be really fun, but, like, I don't know anybody. The one and only time I was on a co-ed softball team was, like, after my senior year of high school, like, that summer between high school and college. I got asked to, like, hey, because, like, my brother, joined, the co-ed team, and I think my mom put the bug in his ear. It's like, hey, you want to play, Tessa? Like, yeah, sure, and I got to play. I also got siphoned to play on another team during that, too. But, okay. But, it was really fun. But, like, now, like, in this town, like, I don't know anybody. You know, it's like, I don't... Oh my god, how? How did that not hit? Bro! That's so rude. I'm being attacked. So, yeah, it'd be so fun. Maybe that's why I'm like, man, I want to build a baseball team with my friend because that'd be so fun. Mario, please. Mario. Oh my god. There we go. He tried to attack us again. Mario. No! Go away. Okay, good. We won. So, yeah. Moral of the story is, the fundamentals are important. And friendship is magic. There we go. That's the other moral of the story is friendship is magic. Man. Dropped my lid to my green tea bottle. I dropped it. How could I? Whee! Huh. Man, I had this whole... I think I said what I needed to say about Squid Game, just kind of thinking back on it. Because, like, again, Squid Game came out season 3 or, like, 2.5. Because, like, I had this hunch right away after seeing the last episode of season 2. And I was 100% correct. And they should not have marketed Squid Game 3 as a season 3. They should have just marked it as, like, the continuation of 2. You know, like, hey, it's the season 2 part 2. You know? Like, check out the thrilling conclusion to season 2. They should have marketed it like that. Because maybe then we wouldn't have as many character assassinations from viewers. Because there's a lot of things that are so plainly spelled out in front of us in season 2 that will not make sense until you watch season 3. But people just watch season 3 as a standalone, and it's like, oh my god, this doesn't make any sense. But it's like, it's not going to make sense unless you have season 2 in mind and remember character developments and character traits, the foreshadowing bits, and it's like, dude. Because again, like, people are getting the characters so wrong, and it bugs me so bad. Not just pronunciations, it's like the actual characters, the inner workings of the characters. They get it so wrong. And it drives me crazy. It drives me so crazy. But also, yeah, nobody knows. It just seems like nobody knows what a spoiler is anymore. And here's the real kicker. Like, people are okay with spoiling a brand new show's season finale. They are very comfortable spoiling season finales, but yet will ream you over a statement that is a general fact over a show and thinking that's a spoiler. Like, somebody can be totally okay with spoiling, like, a major character death in a show, but they will jump at the first chance to hate on you if you say the number of episodes in the show. Or the number of chapters in a game, like that's happened before. Why do you... Golden Mushroom is useless on this board. It's so useless on this board. That's why I haven't used my plunder chest. Okay, I'll take a potluck. He still has enough money though. It's not enough. So yeah, I've seen both sides, because like, and I do appreciate the people who will warn of spoilers, because like there's several TikToks I've seen. It's like, hey, I'm going to be talking about season 3 spoilers for Squid Game. If you don't want spoilers, scroll past. Which that is ample time for a warning to scroll past if you don't want spoilers. But there's also, I've seen it where they try and they failed miserably at the spoiler warning, because you know how TikTok sometimes has like, you know, the slideshows where it's like just a collection of images and you can just scroll past the slides. You know, you just swipe on the slides. And I came across one and it was like, hey, here's my thoughts on season 3. And it's like, spoilers ahead. Yeah, it's like spoilers ahead. And like, spoilers ahead. And there was a spoiler warning in the caption. But the first slide that you see is a big spoiler for Squid Game. Big spoiler for Squid Game. And that's your first slide. So that is what people are going to see when they scroll past. They're gonna see that first slide with the major, you know, major plot point or major character development, you know. Wario, what are we doing? Wario, what are we doing? What? There we go. Ha, duh, ha, duh, na, duh, na, duh, ha, duh, ha, duh. There we go. That was rough. That was rough. But yeah, like the first slide is like a major character development. They try to mark spoilers, but it's already on that first slide. So by doing that, it's so counterproductive when you're like, spoiler warning, and in that same breath, in that same slide, same image, they are spoiling something. It's like, you can't do that. You gotta give some kind of warning. So if you're gonna do like the slideshow to kind of talk about some points, you need to have an initial slide that says spoilers for season 3 Squid Game, and nothing else on it. Nothing else on it. That's how you do a true spoiler warning. Oh jeez, what? Oh, that was a hairball that blew on my foot. It scared me. So yeah, it's like people will get so upset at spoilers or like, but we'll talk about spoilers immediately after something happens, and then they will yell at you for saying, oh, you know, it's a violent show, people are gonna die. Like, it's Squid Game, people are gonna die, people have died in Squid Game. Yeah, it's the whole point of the show, is people being so desperate that they are willing to die for money because they are in really crappy situations. You know? Because again, I have been essentially reamed in chat one time by saying the number of chapters in a game. And it was like 2 weeks at least after a game came out. Oh, you're going for a time that's smart. I hate that. Because the timer went to 0, game should have been over, but no, he got to drop it in. Oh wow, you're pivoting, okay. So yeah, like, I personally don't see the number of chapters in a game a spoiler. I don't, because the number of chapters in a game can be equated to the number of chapters in a book, because one of the first things that you see in a book is called the table of contents, and it tells you each chapter, the number of chapters, and what pages they're on. That's called a table of contents. And also, if a whole entire season of a series drops at once, they're gonna tell you the number of episodes in it. Like, season 3 has 6 episodes. I think season 2 had 7 or 8. So, why do they both have such crappy items for this board? So, yeah, and it's like, it was like 2 weeks. Let me actually get a good time frame on it. Let's see. Yeah, it was like a little over 2 weeks since the game had come out. And when a new piece of media releases, a good rule of thumb is give it like a week or 2 weeks before really talking about like major spoilers and major plot points of the game. You know, give about a week or 2. And it had been like a little over 2 weeks since this game came out. And I was talking about it one day, and there, okay, so here's the thing. This person was in chat when I talked about this, a section in this game, the same game that I said the number of chapters in, a section in the game earlier that is super duper spoilery without it being spoilery, because I mentioned a main mechanic in that section, which again is spoilery. Nothing. Crickets. And then later, I mentioned the number of chapters in that same game, and this person blows up on me. It's like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, if you're gonna blow up on me for what I said earlier. And the game I was talking about was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was talking about Rebirth. And the game's been out for over a year now, so I think I'm okay to talk about it. There's a section in the game where you are controlling Cait Sith, and because Vegito had recently played through that section when I was talking about it on the stream, and I was talking about it, kind of hinting at it, and I mentioned boxes because like that's like the main mechanic of that Cait Sith section is boxes. And I mentioned that with boxes, nothing. Crickets. Like, dude, that's kind of spoiling like that section of the game, you know? Because like that could like lead to something, you know, crazy. But then later, I mentioned that there are, I believe, 14 chapters in Rebirth. Yeah, and I even said like 14 chapters in the game. And then they immediately jumped my case. Like, OMG spoilers. Cause like, and like at first, I thought they were joking. Like, OMG spoilers. I'm like, no, it's not. And they doubled down and said, yeah, it is. Like, major spoilers. I'm like, no, that's not a major spoiler. And I had asked them, like, what part of the game are you, like, what chapter are you on? And they're like, I'm not talking about this anymore. Like, and then it's like, no, that attitude was really shitty. And the worst part about it was, like, it was from a person who I considered my friend, and they just jumped my case about it. And it's like, you don't do that. And also, it was my stream. I can talk about whatever I want. You know? That's pretty much it, because like my stream is my home, and if you come into my home jumping my case for something I said, then you're free to leave. You know, like if it was just a rando that I didn't know, they would have been timed out or banned or had a stern talking to or something, but no, this person was, you know, someone who I thought was my friend, and they jumped my case over it, and then I hardly talked to him after that. I had to have some forced interactions with them. But then, a few months later, they just dropped me anyway, so... You know? But, like, the moral of the story is, like, the number of chapters in a game is not a spoiler. Because to me, the way I see it, it's a good benchmark to know how much of the game is left, just a general standpoint. Like, you don't have to know how long each chapter is, because some chapters are short, some chapters are longer. You don't have to know what happens in each chapter. I do know, I will say, in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the point of no return is in chapter 13. I will tell you that much. Yeah, there's 14 chapters in the game. But the point of no return is chapter 13. Nice. So, like, I will say that much without really, like, saying anything. And I still have not seen the ending of the game. Because, for one, when Vegito played through up to the final boss fight, he had died on the second to last phase. Because it's like a 6-phase boss fight. There are 6 phases to this fight, and he made it to the second to last one, and it was already like 9 p.m. He had to wake up early for work, because it was Sunday. And then he tried it once, like about a month or so later, and then he just couldn't kind of get back into it. And it's already been so long now that he probably will never. And plus, with the whole person jumping on my case about spoilers over 14 chapters being in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it's kind of tainted it for us in a way. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to playing it on stream, because I did play Remake last year. I wouldn't be opposed to playing it. But I would be so petty about it, not gonna lie. Yeah, I would be very petty about it. Like, in a way, like, yeah, because, like, number of chapters is not a spoiler. It's not. Like, I would like to know how many chapters there are in a game, or how many worlds there are in this game. I would like to know, because it's a good benchmark of how long you have left to go. Because if you don't know how long you have left, then it's like, oh my god, when is this gonna end? Without, like, an innate feeling of, like, this feels like the end. So, yeah. But also, it's like, adhere to what the streamer says would be a spoiler. Don't jump on the streamer's case for accidentally spoiling, and I'm using air quotes on spoiling, something for you when it is their stream. They can say what they want within reason, you know. They can relatively say what they want, and if you are being a butthead to them, they have every free reign to kick you out, which, looking back on it, again, if it was any other person, they would have been kicked because of the way they treated me. So, lessons learned. That's not surprising, him getting a key. So, yeah. Because, like, I have so much beef with people on the internet and spoilers because Sparking Zero got spoiled because Vegeta was, scrolling through, you know, like, something on Twitter or even Reddit and got spoiled on something, Sparking Zero, for a major what-if scenario. We got, you know, that YouTube thumbnail spoiled for us for Squid Game, and it's like, it's one of those, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a terrible spoiler. Excuse me. It's not a terrible spoiler, but looking back on it, it is a major spoiler. It's kind of major. I mentioned this playing Xenoblade X. There is a character in X that kind of got spoiled for us. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say context unless we get there in the game. Yeah, there's a character that got spoiled for us because we tried Googling something about them, and, yeah, Google spoiled it for us. So, I hate spoilers like that when it's just out there on the internet, you know? But it's when people are just super duper... Oh. It's just when people are super duper, blatant about spoilers, assuming, you know, people have consumed this media or have played this game. Clutch. That was so clutch. So it's like people have like no idea how to wait like a week or two before talking about this new media. You know, like within hours, you usually see a whole bunch of stuff about, you know, about the media and like the major plot points. Like, here's the ending explained. Like, watch Mojo. Like a day. Like, barely 24 hours after Squid Game Season 3 came out, it's like, Squid Game Season 3 ending explained. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck, Watch Mojo? Like, if you're gonna discuss the ending of a game, wait! Wait a hot second before you do that? Because what if somebody stumbles on it? And the morbid curiosity gets to them, and the ending gets spoiled for them before they even get to watch the show, because, you know, morbid curiosity, or an accidental click, or in, you know, on the Switch, sometimes they have, like, previews. When you, like, hover over a video for a few seconds, it'll kind of preview the beginning of the video, like, what if that happened? And it just happened to be on it, and it would have, you know, said the beginning of it. You know, and talked about the spoilers, like what would have happened then, you know? Because like people, and it's like people want content, people want engagement. I understand, because in today's times, engagement equals money. They just want to make money for what's topical. That's why nothing feels like it has a long-lasting effect anymore, because something comes out, it's a hot topic for like 2 weeks, something else comes out, hot topic for 2 weeks, then nothing, something comes out, hot topic, and it's like 3 completely different things. People's attention spans are so fucking low now. Because it's like, or like nothing has a very long-lasting impact anymore. Because people just move on. And social media is kind of to blame. I also feel part of the blame could be pointed towards 2020 and COVID and that time, because a lot of people were at home. A lot of people didn't have anything to do. And so a lot of people turned to content on the internet, streaming services, binge watching shows. But everyone was home and doing that at the same time. But people just continued to get used to that as we return to normal in the real world. So people on the internet don't know how to keep things to themselves because they automatically assume everyone else is doing it. But it spoils things for other people. And that's not cool. Thumbnails have spoiled things for me? Yes, for sure. I hate that so much. I think for Blue, something got spoiled for her in Clair Obscur. It was just in her recommended, like, here's what to watch next after she watched a video. And it's like, that's so ridiculous. Like, that is like just absolutely freaking ridiculous. That people just put spoilery things in the thumbnails of their videos and just call it good without the repercussions. And people get so upset, and people are speaking out about it like, hey, hi, I'm speaking out about this because like it upsets me, but yet no one's gonna do anything about it because it gets views and engagement. Oh, I ran into the same thing, didn't I? Fuck. Get a 1, please. Again, I think I would have been screwed no matter what I did. I hate that. So it's like, people, and like, again, that Squid Game thumbnail that we saw before we started watching, it's one of those, we had an inkling that this was what was gonna happen, and it still sucks that they put it in a YouTube thumbnail, and then actually watching the show and knowing where that image from the thumbnail came from. Dear God, it was awful and in poor taste. Because you don't do that. And I want to say more, but I'm holding my breath on that until probably about another week to give everyone a chance to watch it, because I think my sister watched it right away. Me and Vegeta watched it Saturday evening. One of my brothers said they were gonna watch it Sunday evening, and then my other brother, my oldest brother, he was gonna find time to try and watch it. So yeah, I don't think all of my siblings have watched it yet, so I don't know what's okay and what's not okay. But also, this may be just like my sister's autistic brain, but like I know how her brain works, and I understand what she was trying to say after watching Squid Game Season 3. But like, immediately coming out the gate saying like, you know, like Squid Game Season 3, don't watch it. Like, don't watch it. And like the tone, like I know text messages and like written words, you know, are kind of hard to interpret the tone, but the tone really felt like, don't watch it. It's not worth it. Like, don't watch it. Like, and I responded like, 1, don't tell me what to do, and 2, I'm gonna watch it anyway. But like, I understand where her brain was coming from, but also you don't, in that kind of context, you don't say, don't watch it. You would probably say something like, dude, it's heavy. Be careful. You know, because like it was very heavy. Squid Game Season 3 is very heavy. I will say that much without saying anything else. It's very heavy. So it's the green one. And it was a 50 coin battle, of course. That doesn't surprise me. Me too. I was just casually searching something about a show, and the first video was YouTubers react to major event in show. Oh my god, that is so crazy. Again, it's today's society and how the internet works, and that's how. Okay, I'm gonna kind of pull the curtain a little bit because my Twitch analytics, you know, they vary. Small streamers always vary, you know, a lot. And I notice when, you know, the numbers kind of trend downward a little bit. I notice these things. I try not to think about it too much, but it's like I notice these things. It's to no one's fault, you know. It's just, you know, trends, and people have lives and other variables, you know. Could be me, I don't know. But like I notice these things. But the thing is, they come at a time where these like really big games are coming out and I'm not streaming them. But also it's like, if so many people are streaming it, it's oversaturated, you're gonna get lost in the shuffle. But people still stream the brand new thing, and that's what gets a lot of views, a lot of engagement. That's what makes people money, talking about it like immediately. So it's like Xenoblade X. I didn't start playing it till like a month ago, like the end of April or something, and the game came out in March. Like, I don't play games right as they come out. I don't, that's not my style. I just like playing games that I want to play. And I also like playing older games or just games I want to play. But like in the grand scheme of like what people are gravitated towards, they're gravitated towards the new. They want to see the new thing. Like Switch 2, Mario Kart World. People want to see that content, and that's what's doing well right now. You know, get the Switch 2. But like, I don't have a Switch 2. Can't afford one yet. But it's like, you know, it's like the FOMO, the fear of missing out is there. But it's like, gotta hold off on it, you know? Hello, Boo. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I love reaction content, but I feel creators should be more responsible too. Spoilery thumbnails end up everywhere. Yes. Like, if you're gonna talk about spoilers, like, mark it in your video with a timestamp. There's lots of good commentary videos that will say, like, hey, spoilers starting from, like, this timestamp. If you don't want to be spoiled on this particular thing, jump ahead to this time. And that's totally cool, you know? But they never include, like, the spoilery bits in the thumbnail. Like, that's how it should be done. But I also know thumbnails is what drives people to watch your video. So it's like, oh my god, you have this spoilery thing in your thumbnail? People can be like, what's this? And then not think anything of it, and it's actually turned out to be a major, major spoiler. Where's the star? Is it over here? It's over there. Yeah, I'll curse Luigi, I guess. So, yeah, the whole spoilers thing is just insane. Because, like, again, Squid Game 3 is going to be the hot button topic for, like, the next couple of weeks. And can't really do anything about it. And, like, I got super duper lucky, again, playing into the conspiracy theory that our phones are listening to us. Never got any Squid Game 3 content on my TikTok until after we finished watching season 3. Which again, it's lucky for me, but what if somebody else sees this content? Oops, I bumped my mic, I'm sorry. But like, what if someone else sees it? And they get just completely spoiled by something? Like, that's not cool. Like, I have been spoiled on some, like, things My Hero Academia because of TikTok. Because again, people just talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oops. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we go. With the same show I'm talking about, I was watching a reaction to that major event, and the guy said he had actually been spoiled by a random irrelevant Marvel video who inserted a clip of that major scene as a joke reference. Oh my god! It's so insane how bad the spoilers are getting. It's so bad. You're welcome, Luigi! For fuck's sake, that's crazy. You're welcome. I'm the one that put that curse on you. I'll do it again. So yeah, the spoilers are getting so insane. And I hate it so much because, like, what happened to not talking about something? So I was talking with Blue the other day about it. And she mentioned that, like, you know, like, Endgame wasn't this bad with spoilers, but Endgame came out 2018. 2018, 2019, before COVID. So, yeah, like, that movie came out before COVID, so of course people weren't talking about it, because before COVID people knew, oh hey, people have lives, let's wait to talk about it till later. You know, give other people a chance. And I also know, even, like, before the Marvel community was, like, kind of tight-lipped about spoilers. I don't know how it is now, because I don't really, like, keep up with that community. But I also don't care if I get spoiled, because it's not a like a media that I'm not, like, attached to. Because, like, personally, like, if I know I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way and watch something or go out of my way and play a game, I don't mind looking up stuff that could be spoilery. I don't mind. When I do mind... God, he did, like, a frame-perfect jump. I do mind when it is a media that I do care about and stumble upon spoilers that, when it's like spoilers of something I do care about. It's why I like the Xenoblade community. It's gotten a little bit meh with in the last couple years with Xenoblade 3, but Xenoblade has reached a wider audience, and of course stuff like that's gonna happen with a wider audience. But, like, the spoilers in the Xenoblade community are very tight-lipped. Like, we've got code names for stuff. Alright, standard last 5 turns procedures. All red and blue spaces are doubled. If you land on the same space as your opponent, you get to duel them. But yeah, like, Xenoblade community, like, one of the party members in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is, their nickname is Seven, because it's a major spoiler and a major plot point related to this character. Even in 2, there is a code name called Catalyst for this character. And I don't know if there was anything in 3 about certain things, but, like, people are very tight-lipped in the Xenoblade community about spoilers. So, which is why I like it. But then you have the polar opposite, where you have the Danganronpa fandom, and they're like, what's a spoiler? They just talk about everything all willy-nilly. It's just crazy to me. And it's also really funny how I never really, like, I see a few, like, memes and out-of-context quotes from Danganronpa here and there before I even, like, really got into the game. But, man, it's not... Lesson learned, let's not call Luigi a bitch. Yep. Okay. Let's get our ground pounds working. Ooh. There we go. We did it. Yeah! Peachy! Yeah, Peachy! I haven't done this in a minute. Oh boy. Oh, and then the wrong quote. He is pretty good looking. Okay, can't get distracted now. I think that was a fan fiction reading from early on. I think that was, oh, which one was that? Was that Story of My Life? Or was that When It Rains? Or was that a later one? I can't remember. I do not remember, because they were, I wrote When It Rained when I was like 15, 16, and I wrote a sequel to it called Story of My Life, and we read both of those on stream from Follower Goals. And then there were two more that we read later called The Modest Dancer and Picture Imperfection, which one of my favorites from back then is Picture Imperfection. It's one of my favorites. It's a Donghae story from Super Junior. I have one move left. Let's open it, because I have an idea. Hashtag When It Rains. Dang old romper. Yeah, that dang romper. But yeah, Danganronpa, they don't know what a spoiler is. And I got spoiled on V3. And it's not like it wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but I saw it from a meme. And it wasn't like super duper spoilery, it was just the number of survivors. It was the number of survivors, and then there was something wildly out of context that I didn't understand until actually, like, seeing V3. Because I've never, like, played Danganronpa myself. I watched playthroughs from streamers, and I sought them out on YouTube. Like, I think on V3, I found, like, no commentary, and I just kind of, you know, skimmed through some of the stuff and just found, like, the big plot points in the trials. Because the trials are, like, the big selling point for Danganronpa. So, yeah. I mean, I do recommend, if you do, like, you know, the setting of a high schoolers trapped in a location, forced to participate in a killing game, and trying to solve the murders and the mystery of, you know, where you are, I do recommend Danganronpa. I do recommend it. The characters are really good. It's also another one that's like, if you like Squid Game, you'd probably like Danganronpa in terms of, like, you know, having characters to get attached to only for them to die. Yeah, you get characters to attach to only for them to die. Happens in Danganronpa all the time. You find a favorite and, like, oops, they died. They either, like, died or became the killer. Because all of my favorites from V3, except for, like, one of them died. All of my favorites except for one died in V3, and it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. My favorites from 2 were okay. You know, I still got real sad about the ones that died in 2. Danganronpa 1 wasn't so bad. But, like, man, some of the good characters died. Oh, I tried. Haha! Sucker. Yeah, my favorites from 1, most of them lived from 1. Super Danganronpa 2 had one of my favorite characters, then you know, again, I don't want to, like, say stuff about it, but also it's like, I mean, I can give you like a list of my characters and I wouldn't even like disclose whether they lived or died. You know, it's like I really liked Hajime. I liked Akane. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a desperation move, honestly. We're gonna try to make it. Thank you for the posture check and hydrate, Johnny. Thank you, thank you. Oh, costume change? Bam! We got the Yoshi. We got the Yoshi. Yeah, so Makoto was a favorite. Kyoko was also really, really good. Sakura was good from 1. Mondo, he has a great character. A lot of people love Byakuya. I just never could get behind him. I never could get behind the Byakuya love. Maybe if I, you know, re-experienced Danganronpa 1, then maybe. But like, at a first glance, I could not. I don't get the Byakuya hype. Yeah, Kyoko was one of my favorites. Makoto was a good one. Danganronpa 2, Hajime was good. It was a good character. Nagito, I loved Nagito. I really loved Nagito. He was a great character. Gundam was fantastic. Chiaki was great. She had her moments. I just never could, like, fully get behind her. You know, it's one of those, I felt like she was overhyped for what her character did. You know? And then V3, Shuichi, Kaede, was a great character. Kaito Momoto, loved him. Gonta is a fun character. Miyu is hilarious. Especially the banters between Miyu and Kokichi in the trials. Oh, so funny. Speaking of Kokichi, absolutely fucking love Kokichi. Kokichi Oma, oh my god, he's so funny. Loved his character. His character, I feel, often gets misunderstood. So, have fun with that one. I know a lot of people love Maki in V3. I'm the opposite. I really do not like Maki. Never really cared much for her. Didn't really give me a reason to care for her. So there's that. Monokuma's always funny. Monokuma's always great. But yeah. Those are some of my favorite characters from the Danganronpa series. Oh, come on! I wanted to make it to the stupid boo! How confident am I? I'll just go with what the default says. I think I went a lot longer than what the timer said, but I kept my head down and I focused. Yeah. So yeah, and I know the Danganronpa series, kind of along the same vein as like the Ace Attorney series, in a way where it's like you investigate and then you do a trial to find like the real killer. I feel like I would love the Ace Attorney series, and it would be so fun to like bring them to stream, but part of me is a little bit afraid of the community, because I know there are some communities out there that are super terrible with like spoilers and backseating, and it's like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you gotta do this, and this. Undertale. Undertale is so bad. That community is so bad. I have seen the Danganronpa community be like that too. But if I were to bring Danganronpa to stream, I already know who the killers are, who dies. I already know all of that. So I would be prepared if I were to bring it on the stream for, you know, for one reason or another. But like Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, I have no clue, man. I don't know what the community is like. I wouldn't know. And I have only seen a Let's Play of the first game and the Let's Play was like back in 2014. So that was like the first time I'd ever really seen the game and experienced it, but like that's it, just the first game, because I know it's like a trilogy, the Phoenix Wright trilogy. There's an Edgeworth trilogy, I think, and then there's another one with Apollo Justice, I think. So it's like there's a lot of content in those games, but like I would want to do like the trilogy, you know. I would want to do that, but like, man, I don't know. I get like scared because I don't know what communities are out there. Like, I've definitely grown a backbone for sure since I started streaming. Where are we going? Well, there's Luigi. Yeah, I feel like if I were, you know, a character in Danganronpa, I would either be the first to die or I would make it to the end. There's no in between. You know? And I feel like Vegito would be like the, like kind of the helper in a way, like the secondary protagonist that, like the character that like helps the protagonist through. That's what he would be, because he's very smart. He picks up on a lot of stuff, and like he would like help you try to solve this whole mystery. And there's like other people that are like, man, they would die first for sure, or it's like they would try to kill and then ended up being killed. So if you were in like, you know, a killing game, where do you think you would be? Yeah, I think I would either be the first to die or surviving. There's no in between. Come on. Alright. Let's go. I know people can like hold it, but like I'm not about that hold life. I'm about getting rid of it as soon as possible. Oh god, that was so close. That was so close. Woo! We did it though. Yeah. But yeah, I'd either be the first to die or I'd make it to the end. There's no in between for where I would be, you know. Or I would be the protagonist, the main character who fumbles through everything. I don't know. Oh, cool. I get to duel Wario. It's like in a horror movie. I'd be like, I don't think I would be the first to die in a horror movie, but I don't think I would make it to the end of a horror movie. I think I fumbled a little bit. Yeah, I fumbled a little bit. I can feel my fingers tensing up. It's fine. What's 20 coins, honestly? What's 20 coins at this point? I couldn't get my over to the Star Steel though. Yeah, I don't know who the Happening Star could be. I got no clue. I have no idea. My gut says Luigi though, so I really need to step it up. But yeah, there's lots of games that I want to play, and it's like going back to like, you know, like the analytics and everything. Like everyone is just so caught up in like doing like the brand new stuff right away, and that's what people want to see. Like, oh hey, this new thing came out, let's go watch the new thing. And then the hype dies off in like 2 weeks, but then I don't start playing it till like a month later, and then it's like everyone's already seen it. You know? So I always feel like I get stuck in stuff like that. But it's fine. Oh! I don't know how good that was. Alright, if you don't play it and complete it within 45 minutes of release, then it's old news. Exactly! And I hate that so much. I hate that. I am honestly going to snooze ads coming up. Because we're at the end here, and we're gonna raid out shortly after, so I have to win 2 bonus stars to win. I need 2 to win. And I have the most coins, so I would win in that tiebreaker situation. What the hell? These numbers are calling me from I don't know where. And they never leave voicemails. It's me, and I have coin stars, so I'm good. But yeah, like, if you, like, don't play a game, like, immediately after it releases, then it's like, no one cares about it anymore. You know? But also, it's like, you kind of fall into that trap of, like, oh, everyone's playing this thing. So you kind of get lost in the shuffle, you know? And that's why everyone's like, oh, you gotta find a niche. And so that way, that's the only way you can grow is find a niche. And it's like, well, there's some truth to that. But like, I like several different games. I play a whole variety of stuff. So I've, you know, branded myself as a variety streamer, you know, a while back. It's like, you know, that's the thing. I play lots of different games, you know, because I want to play lots of different games. So, the niche. I'm gonna tell you about your car's extended coin star. Yes. It is I, Princess Peach. Hi, Bowser. Oh, solve your riddle? Okay. What is that? I know. It's you. It's you bitch. Dang, you're right. I love the random black hole. I love it. But yeah, like, I mean, I feel like my bread and butter is like these just playing Mario Party and just chatting, ranting about whatever, but I also like to play other games too. I like RPGs, you know, I like Zelda games, I'm playing more platformers than I would normally do because I started Banjo-Kazooie on Friday. You know? So, like, there's lots of games available for me to play, you know? Pokemon's another one, you know? Any, like, Big Long JRPG, Xenoblade, stuff like that. Like, you know, I love a lot of variety of stuff, and I feel like that's what makes me me, because, like, I'm not just, like, one thing. I'm a lot of different things blended into one, which is what a lot of people are. You know, it's like, I spent a good chunk of time talking about baseball. I can talk about Xenoblade games. I can talk about K-pop, K-dramas, Korean media, sport, even like sports, wrestling. You know, there's lots of things, but like a lot of these different things make me me, and I'm sure a lot of different things would make you you, you know, as cheesy as it sounds. Variety is the spice of life. Variety is cool. It made me spill my coffee. Oh, yeah, you bitch! 356, 188. He had 16. I figured it would be Luigi. Yeah, most of us spent a fifth of the game just landing on happening spaces. Yeah, I don't like Mystery Land, but I figured it was like one of the shorter ones to do because it's 3 hours, and Allie does have her last softball game tonight. So it makes you. Perfect. Love it. It's great. So yeah. And on that note of, you know, what makes you you, that'll be it for today. Schedule for the week. We've essentially just flipped Monday and Tuesday. Today was a Mario Party day because of Allie's game, but then tomorrow we'll do Xenoblade. We go back to the Bicep Brigade. I love the Bicep Brigade. I love them so much. It's so great. Oh shit! Nope, it was just meshing A. We almost went to Rules Land. But yeah, we return to the adventures of the Bicep Brigade tomorrow in Xenoblade X. I am having a very fun time. We're probably gonna do maybe a couple more affinity missions, then maybe move on with the story. Maybe do some like heart-to-hearts, because I have some available. Maybe get some party members. Who knows? We'll just kind of see what the Bicep Brigade brings us. Wednesday, we returned to Banjo-Kazooie. We finished Bubble Gloop Swamp and got the Blue Eggs extension upgrade. Yeah, there we go. There's the word. So we got that. So we opened up Freezeezy Peak. That'll probably be where we go next. I love Freezeezy Peak. I think it was my favorite world when I played through it a few months ago. Thursday will be more Mario Party, and Friday may or may not be a stream Friday because Friday is the 4th of July. So I'd say probably bank on no stream because we'll probably spend some time with family throughout the day. So probably no stream on Friday. But then by next week's gonna be a little rough too. Not a little rough, but next Thursday on the 10th, probably no stream because Allie has a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. So yeah. But yeah. Let's see. I believe she just went live. So we are gonna go raid Royal Blue. She's gonna be working on her webtoon. Her webtoon is this. That is Blue's webtoon. She's an awesome friend of mine. There's a lot of hot people in the webtoon. She's gonna be working on it for the stream. What should our raid message be? What should the raid message be? I don't know, I'm blanking. There was a lot of things we talked about. There's a lot of things we talked about today. Oh man. Spoilers? I mean, we did rant about spoilers quite a bit. What Blue mentioned, I know, there's a lot of things. friendship, you know, guard defend and stuff. I mean, power of friendship, so... Hold on. I got it. There we go. That'll be our raid message. Friendship spoilers, please. That'll be our raid message. If you are subbed to me, use my emotes. If not, use whatever emotes you want. I am not picky at all. Yeah, tomorrow will be Xenoblade X. Wednesday, Banjo-Kazooie. And Thursday, whatever Mario Party. Whatever Mario Party. And then probably no stream Friday. And then next week... Mondays are Xenoblade Chronicles X, Tuesdays and Thursdays are Mario Party, and Wednesdays and Fridays are Banjo-Kazooie. So thank you everyone for coming out and hanging out, and we will see you next time.